Hi, my name is Logan Graham. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about vaping. When I was about 10 years old, I had my first cigarette with my sister actually at the time. She's still my sister, but at the time she was giving me the cigarettes. From that point on, I started smoking, running about with friends, that kind of stuff. Got two or three other of my friends smoking, so, we were all that little group of kids that were smoking. Um, By the time I was about 13 or 14, I started smoking about a pack a day. A few in the morning, a few after school, and then a few before I went to bed, just kind of mellowing things out. Nothing was really wrong. I was never really tired. It was just smoking to relax, just from being a teenager. Then when I was about 18 years old, sitting in at work after I graduated high school, sitting there at work, and I started coughing, and I've always had a smoker's cough since I was about 15, 16 years old. But this time was a little different. This time, a little bit of blood came up. And nothing will scare you more in your entire life until blood is coming out the wrong orifice. On that day, I went to the hospital, ER. They did a few scans of my lungs, a few scans of my throat. They actually found out that I'd ruptured a blood vessel in my throat from coughing so much. And of course, in my mind, when I walked in the hospital, I was like, it's cancer. I have cancer. So that day, I went to the local vape shop, which there were only one in the town that I lived in at the time, and I picked up my first vaporizer. My first vape didn't look anything like this. It was a pen shape. Very simple. The juice goes in here, and it had just a small stem. Battery lasted for about 2 hours before I need to recharge. As I moved on, I moved up vapes and that kind of stuff, and I'm now at this model, which is a mid-range model, mostly to fit my income and that kind of stuff. I personally, about 2 months in, I realized that I was having some issues with breaking out randomly. Acne, I was 18 at the time, so I was like, okay, everybody has acne, but once I got down to it, and it got kind of bad and it hurt a lot. I went to a doctor, and he said that I'm actually allergic to propylene glycol, one of the two chemicals used in vaping. When I found this out, I started switching to a higher form of vape juice, more of a premium blend. The propylene glycol is actually used in several things like toothpaste and Diet Coke. It preserves flavor and kind of gives you a little... It's a chemical that preserves flavor mostly. But recently I switched over to this thing called Pinup Girls, which is a brand that is actually Max VG, which is the other chemical in there, which is vegetable glycol. And that is all natural, so you can't really be allergic to it. You can, but it's very unlikely. And since I switched over, I have actually not had a breakout since. When I quit smoking, I thought one of the hardest things was to get rid of that habit of sitting there and bringing a cigarette to my mouth, blowing, all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, this is not going to do it. It's a block that I suck on, which nobody wants that. But once I got away from the smoking, and a few weeks out, I started, this is more, it's better. It's quicker. I don't need to sit there and smoke the whole thing. I can take one hit every once in a while, and it doesn't really... it doesn't give me that. It gives me a kick, but it doesn't destroy me like cigarettes used to. It doesn't, make me want to just sit on my couch. Because when I was 10, that's all I could do when I had nicotine in my system. But yeah, vaping is a very good alternative for smoking. Has no tar and has as much, if not more, nicotine, which is what people that are trying to quit need. And that's about it. Thank you.